Hi, I'm Santosh, and I'm the campus pastor at Saddleback Yorba Linda, soon to be Saddleback Brea. At our church, God has been doing some incredible things. We are expanding in really special ways. And in all of this, I believe that there's a message that God has for you in your situation. We've been thinking a lot about what it means to build something of value, to create something with true meaning in the midst of chaotic times. And I think that's true for all of us, that we're looking for that. Colossians 3:23 says, "Whatever you do, work at it wholeheartedly as though you were doing it for the Lord and not merely for people." The reality, I think for all of us, human nature sort of puts us in a position when we are struggling, when we're going through hard times, when things are uncertain. We start to say, why does this even matter? I don't want to put my best foot forward. I don't know if it's going to last, if it's going to be worth it. And we start to really just say, I'm going to just keep my head down and just survive. I'm not going to make big waves. But I think we miss out on something important because when God says that whatever we do to work at it wholeheartedly, it's about all times, no matter what the situation. So I want to give you an example with somebody from the Old Testament, Joseph. Incredible person in Scripture. But we see him and we're first introduced to him as just a young child. Now, Joseph, when he was a young child, he had incredible dreams. He would even share it with his family. I have incredible things that God has in store for me. I'm excited about what's going to happen. He didn't really know the fullness of it or the full clarity of it, but he really believed that God had an incredible dream and vision for his life. But his dad loved him a lot, and his brothers got really jealous, and his brothers hated him because of that. And they ended up getting so angry to the point of wanting to kill him one day. They threw him into a pit, and they saw some slave traders come by. They sold him into slavery, and Joseph ended up going to another foreign land to live in Egypt as a slave. In the midst of that, now I want you to think about some of the things that may have gone through his mind, some of the things that he may have said in the midst of being in a foreign land as a slave. Man, I've been taken from my life. This isn't fair. I had such high hopes and dreams and vision for what would happen. I feel betrayed and abandoned by the people who should have been there for me. He probably said, I don't understand this place I'm stuck in. Undoubtedly, he felt that he didn't like it, and he just wanted to go back to the way things that were, the way that they were. But he decided to live his best in every situation as a gift to God, and he saw incredible things happen. Now, before we get into the results of that, I want to show you just a few things that happens when we put our best before God. First of all, it deepens our trust in God. It demonstrates that we have trust and it deepens it because when we say, God, I'm going to do my best, even though I don't understand how things are going to work out, it says, God, I trust you because I don't have to see the path in order for me to trust that you have things under control. It deepens our trust. The other thing is it helps us to develop and discover our gifts because the reality is we actually develop our gifts when we put our best foot forward in stressful situations. When things are easy, we don't really have to be challenged. We don't have to try and figure out new things. We just operate, as we normally do. We just go with the flow. We just keep operating in the same way. But when things are challenging, we really have to think about creative ways to do new things. We have to try new things. And oftentimes, in trying new things, we discover gifts that we didn't even know we had. The other thing that it does is it helps clarify our vision. Because when we actually say, God, I will use whatever I have in this moment to glorify you. We don't wait for our circumstances to change. We get set free from the control of the outside circumstances. Instead of saying, I'm going to wait for this to change, or God, you got to make this happen before I can do anything, we say, God, I'll use whatever you give me right now. And God gives us new, beautiful vision. And it increases our favor with others. When we live in that way, other people start to say, wow, something is amazing about you because you're working hard and doing incredible things, even in the midst of this time that I don't understand why you would do it. The Proverbs 22:29 says, do you see a man skilled in his work? He'll stand before kings. He won't stand before obscure men. And what that says is that when we develop ourselves, even in the midst of these difficult times, God will give us opportunity. He'll increase our favor with others. And it actually inspires hope in the people around us. When Joseph finally went through years of being a slave and imprisoned unfairly, God showed him a new perspective. When he finally met with his brothers, he had a message for them. He said, God sent me ahead of you to rescue you in this amazing way and to make sure that you and your descendants survive. So it was not really you who sent me here, but God. He has made me the king's highest official. I'm in charge of this whole country. I am the ruler of all Egypt. God gave him incredible opportunity. He made a difference and an impact in his community and in the world. And he brought and inspired hope. And I want to encourage you what God has done in our city in this time. Here at Saddleback Yorba Linda, like I said, we're going to be Saddleback Brea. And God has given us incredible opportunity in North OC. During the pandemic, we said, we're going to continue to serve with grocery distributions, with service projects throughout the city, with equipping leaders in the community of all ages and backgrounds. And we started getting invited into, right now, the most premier location in North OC at the Brea Community Center, which is literally right across the street from the Brea Mall, where we got to serve thousands of people food during the pandemic. So all of this time, God has just helped develop our vision and increase our impact. And now we are stepping in to a brand new era. And it's exciting. In the midst of all the uncertainty and chaos, God has given us more opportunity to love more people. And there are so many people within our church who are fired up with passion and purpose despite all the real and valid challenges. Why? Because as we offer our best to God, we see that there's no storm too big for God, no chaos too confusing. The same God is going to lead us through. And that's the challenge I have for you today. I know that God is inviting you into the same opportunity, regardless of where you are and what you're going through. As you offer your very best to God, see what God will do in and through your life. I love you guys.